working theories that people have when trying to understand or explain what is happening right now. The first theory, which is a pretty mainstream theory, and that is that in 2020 there was election finagling and that the current administration that we have is being run by foreign adversaries. The second theory requires a little bit deeper thinking, and that involves a shadow government run by the Obamas and the Clintons, with Joe Biden being the mouthpiece. The third theory requires the deepest amount of thinking, and that is the Great Awakening theory. Everything that is happening right now is being done to show you just how terrible things could potentially get if we didn't snap out of our comatose states, if we didn't start paying attention, if we didn't start speaking out, if we didn't start seeing things for what they are and not what we wanted them to be. Now, the third theory is a hard sell because it involves the perceived death of innocent souls. How can things like this happen if we're supposed to be moving forward into a state of nirvana? And the answer is in the word perceived. Major events have to happen, and they have to happen in order to garner a response, an emotional response out of you, to snap you out of your comatose state and get you to start looking around and seeing things for what they are, not what you want them to be. For many of us, COVID-19 was that moment. We started seeing indoctrination, big pharma, and government overreach for what it was, not for what we wanted it to be. It was that one moment that stops you and plants the seed of separation between you and the Matrix. It's so infuriating, so triggering that you can't ignore it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter which theory you decide to believe, inevitably we are all going to end up in the same place. And that place is perception. A split has happened, and there is one group that is not ever going to take accountability. They're just going to complain about how terrible things are, and they are going to continue to fight for the matrix that holds them down because it gives them a false sense of superiority and it gives them a false sense of security. Then there is going to be another group that chose to rise up and chose to take self-accountability and is actively teaching other people how to do the same. The second group understands that nobody is coming to save us, but does wish to have a leader that makes it easier for us to save ourselves. No matter what happens, that group is going to be okay because they understand that the game is an emotional one and they refuse to be emotionally triggered by things that they cannot control. The second group will choose community and family and stability. They will die on the hill of their convictions and have moved past trying to convince other people to join them. They are no longer interested in awakening the masses. Understand that people will awaken on their own if they choose to do so, and they may never. The first group will continue to perceive their lives as something that they have no control over. They will live in their 15-minute city. The second group understands that their life is well within their control and start making choices in order to better it. They will probably live in the freedom cities, which are technically both the same thing, but it's all about perception.